Today we're talking about a brand new gimbal for your mirrorless camera from Hohem. It's called the iSteady MT2. You get a really nice case with it that's padded. You can fit the whole gimbal in it. You can fit all the accessories, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Comes in a nice box like this. It's shown in vertical mode because this gimbal does have native vertical mode in the box. And at the back, you're going to see full mirrorless camera, compact camera, smartphone, and your action camera. So you can connect it with Bluetooth to your GoPro. And you can, put on basically any action camera you want because it comes with a GoPro foot, which is fantastic. You can connect it with your smartphone with a nice little Arca Swiss movable, extendable plate. That's pretty cool. And it comes with basically every single cable under the sun to connect to your camera if it doesn't have Bluetooth control. This is inception mode, so it's going to be spinning around. If we press the mode button, it's going to go back into pan follow, which is my favorite mode because you can basically do this and you can go into, underslung and everything. It's a gimbal that works really, really well, and it comes in at 369 euros, which is cheaper than the DJI RS3 Mini, but it's more expensive than the Zhiyun Crane M3S. The Zhiyun has a light, so boom, it's got a CCT light, so I can change the intensity, I can change the color, and I can do RGB. So if we press it and we double press it, we can go into CCT, we can change the actual color temperature, which is really, really great, and we can turn it off. And if we do turn it off, we can then choose between roll, or we can choose between focus, because you can connect this with Bluetooth to your mirrorless camera. I'm using the Sony ZV-E1, and I can collect it via Bluetooth, and the shutter button won't need a cable. I can just press record, it will record automatically with no touching the actual camera, which is fantastic. And it has a zoom button, so if you're on clear image zoom, you could zoom, or if you have a lens or a compact camera that zooms, it will zoom. That's all fantastic. It has a trigger, which allows you to recenter the camera, or if you hold it, go into sports mode, so it's super, super fast. And it's a gimbal that's been really polished because the iSteady that I reviewed up here a few months ago was fantastic, but it was only for smartphones. This is a 4-in-1, so it will basically do your action camera, smartphone, compact, and your mirrorless camera because it has a 1.2 kilogram payload. So you can put quite a heavy, kit on it. A kit? Quite heavy. I'm not even, it might not be English. I might be speaking a bit Polish today. So Sony a7S III, a 24mm lens, that's absolutely fine. A 85mm lens, that's absolutely fine. It will hold it and it will do a really, really good job. It has a 17-hour battery, just to let you know, so it does last a long time. And it has an AI sensor, which is the most important part about this gimbal. No other gimbal out there has this little thing, which detaches right here. An AI sensor, which is not only an AI sensor because it's an RGB fill light and a CCT light, but it's an AI sensor. So what's going to happen is that it will follow, it's magnetic by the way, it will follow you. So if you do this, it will start following you. If you do that, it will stop. If you do this and you're not happy with the framing, do this, the sensor will start flashing green, move your camera with the quite nice joystick back here, press it again, and you'll frame perfectly. Because I've been testing this with a 50mm just to give it a little bit of a challenge, because I know on wide it's going to do fine, but with the 50mm, and quite frankly, it's been doing a fantastic job. Right, we're going to test out the AI sensor now. So if we do this, I see that the framing is a little bit weird, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to change the frame a little bit, just down a touch, too much. There we go, back. And it should be following me now without any problem. So I could sit here and I could talk to you. And I could I'd come in a little bit closer. And it's got a nice frame there. There we go. I could go back a little bit. And, I can even try and stand up. So I can talk to you back here. And you guys are going to be following me all the time, which is really fantastic because we are on a mirrorless camera. Look at that. For solo content creators, this is absolutely fantastic. You can come in, it can frame me nicely, and you know, you don't have to worry about anything really. It does have limitations because if I go back a little bit too far, it's lost me. If I come back in, I'm gonna have to get it back on me, and there you go. See, it goes to about 1.5 meters and it will cut out. So that is the limitation of an AI sensor. Now, the fact that this thing has vertical mode natively is great, because say we're going to lock all the, it's got access locks. Yes, it's got everything you can think of. Access locks. Watch this. If I take it off here, I release the catch. Where is it? There we go. And if we put it in this way, damn anchors, boom, you are now in vertical mode. It will need a little bit of rebalancing, but you're in vertical mode. So you can film for your TikTok, you can film, it has a lock by the way, so it won't fall off. You can film for your Instagram Reels, Threads. We don't have Threads in Europe, but I'm guessing they're really cool. You can do everything with this gimbal. It really does have a lot of functions. It also has what the original iSteady had, and that is A to B point. So you can do a time lapse, set your frame, set another frame, press B, and it will do the time lapse moving from, you know, up, down, left, whatever you guys want to program. It's going to do it, and it's going to do a really good job. I've noticed it's very, very steady compared to the last one. In fact, even though this is a sponsored video, I'm going to tell you, the first Hohem I got from them, I put on the shelf because it was that bad. I was like, I'm not reviewing this. I don't care. But they've come a long way since then, and this is the Hohem version 7 stabilization in here, and it's doing a really good job. And even if you're running, you're going to notice that it's very, very smooth. It really is. It is the first Hohem gimbal I can recommend for use with a mirrorless camera. It's nicely built, and you can also use it, believe it or not, as a power bank. And the great thing about it is that the 17-hour battery, you have a hole back here, and you can use the actual gimbal as a power bank to power your camera if it runs out of battery. So you're out there, you've only taken one battery, you're like, oh, I'm going to use a cable to power it from my gimbal. It will drain the battery, obviously, slowly from the gimbal, but it lasts for 17 hours. So that's really great. Generally, very, very happy with this gimbal. I love that Hohem are continuously updating, upgrading, innovating. And yeah, any questions, any comments, drop them down below. If you did like my video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do, because there are going to be loads more gimbals. And you know,